crazy news coming out of the NBA, guys, that Los Angeles Lakers released Julius Randle, 23 years old, a 4-year NBA vet. You know, I never really thought they would have let him go, even though they signed LeBron James. I actually still expected them to keep Randle to be a key piece of a LeBron team, but, I mean, especially coming off of his best season of his career, especially a career high in scoring of 16.1 points per game, and a career high in field goal percentage of 55.8 field goal percentage. So that's really shocking to me. He's a decent free throw shooter. He's around the 70s. He's not too bad. He's a good rebounder, decent defender, not too bad, really athletic. I'm a huge Julius Randle fan. The pick and roll would have been deadly with this team. Isaiah Thomas, LeBron, Lonzo Ball. I mean, this team could have done so much damage with Randle. And now they released him. And it's really shocking me. I mean, I know Randle really wanted a big contract, but you could have moved Brook Lopez and Luol Deng. Not worth it, Lakers. Not worth it. I don't know. This is just a weird move. We have the Lakers are just making moves, okay? The Lakers are making so many moves in the first 2 days of free agency. It is insane. I mean, I am shocked. Not only did the NFL free agency go insane, now the NBA free agency is even crazier. The Los Angeles Lakers just signed Rajon Rondo to a 1-year, $9 million deal. I mean, this is huge for the Lakers. Well, actually, I don't know. I guess that's not really huge for the Lakers. I don't know what I'm really talking about right now. This is just all weird moves because LeBron needs 3-point shooters. As you saw in Cleveland, JR, Kyle Korver, Rodney Hood, Kevin Love apparently weren't enough for him. And right now, LA only has Kyle Kuzma and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who can really knock down threes on a consistent level. Brandon Ingram can, but not as consistent as those two. Just a real surprise signing. Rondo is a hell of a playmaker, one of the best passing point guards in NBA history, one of the best defensive point guards in NBA history. I mean, you have to admit, he's a top 10 defensive point guard. No, he's a top 10 playmaking point guard. Because he can make the passes, he finds teammates, he can get the steals, he plays defense, he can stop about anybody. He plays tough, he hustles. He does just about anything for his team. But he does lack consistency. Jeez, I cannot talk. Maturity problems back in his younger days he lacked. So Rondo could have been an all-time great, but he's really not. But he did come off of a really good season with New Orleans. I mean, he put on a show in the playoffs. Not only was he pretty good in the regular season, but in the playoffs he went off, helping the Pelicans to go to the second round against Golden State. I mean, Rondo was amazing, and now Lakers signed him. I think is a bad move. Oh yeah, I forgot. Isaiah Thomas for a 3-point shooter for the Lakers. But yeah, as I was saying, a LeBron team needs more 3-point shooters, and getting rid of Julius Randle and signing Rajon Rondo just wasn't the answer. Rondo is a good player, but not really the player the Lakers should have gotten. The Utah Jazz signed Derek Favors to a 2-year, $36 million deal. In my opinion, that's a little too much money for Derek Favors. It's a little high price to pay. But I feel if Derek Favors can stay healthy, he is a beast. He has had injuries throughout his whole career. And when he's healthy, he can prove he can play. Just right here, back in the 2014-15 season, he played 74 games, 30 minutes a game. He put up 16 points a game, 8.2 rebounds, 1.5 assists, with 1.7 blocks. I mean, he was a very efficient player, too. He shot 66% from the free throw line, 52% field goal percentage, and he had and he only had 1.6 turnovers per game. That's one of his lowest in his career. I mean, just huge. When he was healthy, he was just a beast. He was one of the best power forwards in the league when he's healthy. But sadly, I don't think we'll ever see that. He is only 26 years old. And he's going to be entering his 10th season. And he will be 27. Yeah, he will be 27, entering his 10th season. So that's great. I mean, that's amazing if you look at it that way. Okay, here we go. During that season, he had a true shooting percentage of 55%. Okay, his best was last year. Last year, he played 77 games. You know, kind of back to his old self. 59% true shooting percentage. That's his highest of his career. That's the most win shares he ever had in his career. Actually, no, second most. That's the highest value over replacement player, or second most value over replacement player he's ever had in his career. So last year, he had an extremely productive year, and he was on a minutes restriction. So if they get him up to 30-some minutes a game again, and he can play 70-plus games in the season, and play in the playoffs, Derek Favors, he will go off. I promise you that. The Oklahoma City Thunder just signed Nerlens Noel to a 2-year deal for the veterans minimum. They signed Nerlens Noel, 2 years veterans minimum. That is a great deal, to be honest with you. Nerlens Noel is a very super athletic. The only thing is his offense is terrible. The only arsenal on his offense is that he can dunk, in that he can once in a while make layups. Otherwise, he's just a dunker, but otherwise he's super athletic. He can block shots, he can grab rebounds, very strong. He can get steals on occasion, but that athleticism for the Thunder, he's going to help them quite a bit, I think, coming off the bench, because the Thunder really need some depth off the bench. So, great move for the Thunder. The Detroit Pistons signed Jose Calderon to a 1-year deal worth $2.4 million. The Minnesota Timberwolves withdrew their qualifying offer on Nemanja Bjelica, and he's now a unrestricted free agent. He was initially a restricted free agent this offseason, but they withdrawn their qualifying offer, so now he's going to be unrestricted, and anybody can sign him. The Philadelphia 76ers re-signed J.J. Redick to a 1-year, $12 million deal. This is honestly a great signing, because last season, as you know, J.J. Redick stole from them with a 1-year, $23 million deal in last year's offseason. So this year, with a 1-year, $12 million deal, that's not that bad, considering J.J. Redick actually hit an amazing year last year. He had a career high in points per game. He had a career high in rebounds per game. and he was super efficient in shooting. Sure, he didn't have career highs in those either, but he was still super efficient in both his 3-point percentage, field goal percentage, and free throw percentage. His true shooting percentage was amazing. I mean, JJ Redick still has it. Hopefully it will carry into this upcoming season, so he'll be worth the 12 million. I feel like he will. I feel like 23 million was still a lot, even though he did have a fantastic year. I just don't think he's a complete player to be making that much money. I feel like last season he probably would have been worth 17 million, but not quite 23. So getting him at 12 is huge, considering the season he came off of. And another story, the Phoenix Suns has released power forward Alan Williams. I really like Alan Williams. He's an all-around kind of guy, especially defensive. He's a great defensive player. But last season he only played 5 games because he had to undergo a knee surgery because he got injured. And that was really a downer. He had 2 years left on his contract, but the Suns really needed to clear up cap space to sign Trevor Ariza, and I'm going to get to that right after I talk about Alan Williams. And I really like Alan Williams. I really hope a team picks him up, like my Milwaukee Bucks. But I would like to see anybody pick him up. He deserves to be on a team. He deserves a contract. He's a decent shooter. I mean, he's got some offense to him. He's a pretty good free throw shooter. He's okay at it. He's not horrible. He's not a very good 3-point shooter. That's his only fault. And he doesn't take a lot of them. So he's a power forward that can't shoot outside, which is the only bad thing, but he still has some good offense on him. So, and he's a defensive beast, and he can grab some rebounds. So he's gonna be some teams, I don't know even what to call it, 6th man of the year? I don't know. No, probably not that good, but you know what I'm getting at. He's a really productive player. And here's Trevor Ariza. The Phoenix Suns signed Trevor Ariza to a 1-year, $15 million deal. And this is a great move by the Phoenix Suns. Not only do you have Devin Booker, a key piece to the franchise, 2 amazing rookies in DeAndre Ayton, and an absolute steal in Mikal Bridges. Now you just get a great veteran in Trevor Ariza. He's an all-around player, an amazing 3-point shooter, a great defensive player. What more could you ask for, besides a superstar, of course? You're dismantling Houston's team. I mean, not you single-handedly, but Houston's team. One good season, and now they're falling off. And I'm going to get to more of that just now. Clint Capella, one of the up-and-coming next big centers of the NBA. A great defensive stud, an amazing rebounder, beginning to be a great free throw shooter. Just an absolute stud at the center position. Had a meeting with the Houston Rockets and did not go so good. Right after the meeting, he tweeted out a sad face, just a sad face. And now he's going to be having a meeting with the Lakers. So this is not good, Houston. This is not good. And so far, it looks like the only returning Houston Rocket player is going to be Chris Paul, as he signed the max deal. It's a 4-year, I don't even remember the number, but it was a huge contract, massive max contract for 4 years. It was just an insane deal. Giannis Antetokounmpo becomes the first national player in NBA history to become a 2K cover athlete. This is just huge news. I mean, I'm just so shocked and so happy that Giannis is the 2K cover athlete. So happy. It's about time. About time. I actually didn't expect this so early for him, to be completely honest. I actually expected like a 2021, 2022 kind of thing. But man, this is nice. Giannis on the cover. Beautiful day to be a Bucks fan. Except this next and last final story. This is a really long video because there is a lot of NBA news to cover. As most of you know, the FIBA Summer Tournament is going on, and this is a huge heated brawl. The Philippine national team and the Australia national team got into a huge fight, and Matthew Dellavedova and Thon Maker are on that team. But the thing that was most surprising to me, Thon Maker was in the middle of the brawl. He was dropping flying kicks. I mean, this was insane, guys. I mean, just insane. And if I show video footage, I'm going to get copyrighted, like and a couple of my other videos have, because I show video footage, which is completely retarded. So thank you for that, NBA. I know it is not NBA and it's national, but they probably still will because it's FIBA and it's national basketball, but whatever. I don't care. Just if you check out my Twitter, I have the video retweeted on there, or you can just look it up on YouTube yourselves. But I just had to share that information with you. Thon Maker was dropping flying knees and kicks on people in this huge national brawl. So yeah, that'll do it for this video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. Please leave a like, subscribe, and share this video with everybody.